What's up, friends? It's Jacqueline at Pixie Dust PhD. I'm filming this on Friday, July 14th, 2023. This is my birthday month, and it's also the month 41 creator update. I've been pretty MIA basically since the end of June. I've had some travel come up with family and friends and also some big work stuff, so I am a little bit outside of the know on Disney news, but we do have some things to discuss. Before we get to that though, again, it is July, my birthday month, and I'm doing a fundraiser this month. I explained it all in a separate video on the channel. I will leave a link to that in the description below, but I did want to say a big thanks to everyone who's donated so far. Shoutouts to Judy, Kamila, Jeff, Jonna, Kristen, and Joshua. I really appreciate it. A key point here is I am matching your donation, so if you have $20 to spare or whatever it is, please, please, please donate to Feed the Fridge. You can donate to them directly and then simply send me a screenshot, and I'm keeping track, so I will match those. Or if you'd rather not donate to them directly, you can tip me on Ko-Fi, and I'm counting all tips this month as donations, and again, I will match them. As of the day I'm filming this, we are just shy of $200 raised. I have committed to matching donations up to $1,000. And the month's halfway over, so I don't necessarily think we will reach that $1,000 threshold. I've had some questions about that. For the record, I'm probably going to donate the $1,000 regardless. That being said, if donations explode and we are raising more than $1,000, I probably would also match more than that. The $1,000 was just a stretch goal I set for myself. It's also a nice round, even number, easy to say in videos, all that kind of stuff. If you are able to, again, please do donate to Feed the Fridge and let me know so I can match your donation. This month for all the videos I'm posting, I'm trying to link out to that fundraiser, so your interactions on the videos will get more people to see the videos. Hopefully they're seeing that text about the fundraiser. And if you're on other social media platforms and see me post about this, please consider reposting those. Switching gears over to news, so the biggest thing that was pretty recently announced is that Bob Iger is continuing his term as CEO for another 2 years. I'm not entirely surprised. I think when he was originally brought on, they set a 2-year limit and he was supposed to identify someone to take over. 2 years is not a lot of time. If there isn't already someone at the company, that's an obvious candidate, which I think was the case. Pretty much from day one, he would have had to identify someone ideally inside the company already and mentor them really heavily to take over. Or if you were going to court someone from outside of the company, that also does take time. In addition to being renewed, he said some pretty not savory things about writers and actors in terms of the strikes, so it is what it is. I'm a big proponent of not holding CEOs in particularly high regard. I work with CEOs in my line of work, and not that they're bad people or whatever, but they do have an agenda. They're not perfect. Same with all the Disney CEOs. Yes, it might be refreshing compared to Bob Chapek, but he's not the be-all, end-all, like, perfect person to run the company. There really isn't a perfect person, I don't think. But yeah, we're gonna have Bob Iger around for a couple more years. Maybe you think that's good, maybe you think that's bad. I'm pretty indifferent. I'll take it news piece by news piece. Also announced in the past month was Genie Plus park-specific pricing for Walt Disney World. This does not affect Disneyland Resort in California. Prior to this change, Genie Plus was just a set price any given day. That price did change day to day, but let's say it was a lower crowd day and Genie Plus was $20. That meant you could buy Genie Plus for $20 and you could use that in any of the parks, including if you park hopped. Now Genie Plus has park-specific pricing, so on any given day the prices are going to vary. Sample prices had Magic Kingdom at the highest and then Hollywood Studios, which honestly isn't surprising because those are the parks where you get the most value out of Genie Plus. Then Epcot was the third highest price and Animal Kingdom was the lowest. Now if you want to use Genie Plus, you'll have to buy Genie Plus for the park that you're going to. For example, if you're off to Magic Kingdom, you'll need to buy Magic Kingdom's Genie Plus product, not Genie Plus for any of the other parks. If you are park hopping, the multi-park option looks like it will always be priced at the highest price, which I'm guessing is going to be the Magic Kingdom price. People are saying this adds a layer of complexity to Genie Plus, which people are not happy about, and I guess it does a little bit, but it's pretty innocuous if you ask me. And frankly, I do think it addresses a lot of the complaints that Genie Plus was not that valuable at Epcot or Animal Kingdom, so why would you pay the same price there as you would at Magic Kingdom? It does make park hopping and using Genie Plus a little more complicated and potentially more costly. For example, if you were going to hop between Animal Kingdom and Epcot, in the before times, old Genie Plus, you would just pay the one Genie Plus price, which presumably was somewhere in the middle of all of these, right? Magic Kingdom single price would be higher than the middle price, other parks may be lower, so great. But now in this Genie Plus system with park-specific pricing, you would need to buy the multi-park Park Hopper Genie Plus, which is going to be set to the Magic Kingdom price. However, thus far, that multi-park pricing set at the Magic Kingdom level does look like it would be cheaper than buying a separate Genie Plus for Epcot and Animal Kingdom. I'm also not sure if you can buy two separate ones on the same day in the same account. Overall, my general advice has stayed the same. I don't even think it's worth buying at Epcot and Animal Kingdom. I guess now that it's cheaper, maybe it's a little bit more worth it. And then if you want to have sort of any sense of efficiency in Hollywood Studios and Magic Kingdom, I do think the purchase is worth it and will probably make your vacation more enjoyable. And particularly if you aren't going to be in the parks for a bunch of days, this also pushes me toward advice I often give my friends who are going for the first time or the first time in 5 years is don't even get the park hopper. There's plenty to do in one park. You don't need to waste your time going back and forth between parks. So then if you just have base tickets on your Magic Kingdom day, buy Magic Kingdom Genie Plus at the Magic Kingdom price, and you can use it all day. Hooray. Then same with Hollywood Studios. And again, for Epcot and Animal Kingdom, I'd say probably don't even buy it, but that's totally up to you. In other Disney World news, it looks like the Moana walkthrough Journey of Water at Epcot is getting pretty close to being done. Reportedly, there are going to be cast member previews this summer. Logic then follows that there will likely also be annual pass holder and DVC member previews. And that would be DVC members with that asterisk of if you qualify for membership extras. Preview dates for annual pass holders and DVC members haven't been announced, but I would guess that's coming, so keep your eye out if that's something you're deeply interested in. This project was originally slated to open sometime in late 2023, but if they're doing previews in the summer, it seems like it's pretty ready. They might open it early. I am excited about the attraction. I'm a big Moana fan, but regardless, I'm excited for that part of Epcot to have those walls come down. I think it's going to be awesome. And then for brief Disney Vacation Club news, the latest version of the Disney Files magazine gave us some insights into upcoming refurbishments. Hilton Head is getting its lobby refurbished in the summer, and they basically said stay tuned for when we refurbish the actual villas. The Beach Club soft goods refurb is underway and expected to finish up sometime this fall. Rio Beach refurb is scheduled to begin this fall and conclude sometime early next year. This will be bedding, draperies, reupholstery seating, and adding new over-the-sofa beds. And the Boardwalk refurb is going to begin this fall, and they're going to do it in waves continuing on through next spring. This will be new flooring, updated bathrooms, new artwork, and replacing select furniture throughout the resort, including the villas. Those were the big news stories that caught my attention this month. Like I said, though, I've been pretty MIA for about half this monthly period, so if there was anything big I missed, please do leave a comment down below. And as always, let me know how you feel about some of these announcements. Before we get into stats and analytics, I did want to briefly talk about my upcoming trip. We will be returning to Walt Disney World by the end of this year, and I'm starting to enter a more intense phase of the trip planning. We have a minimally viable trip, which means we've got both of our flights, all of our hotels, and all of our park tickets and park reservations set, so I'm really excited about that. And now it's trying to fill in the blanks of everything else we want to do. We will be doing both Universal and Walt Disney World. If there's something you're very interested in seeing on the channel from those locations, let me know in a comment down below. I'm not making any promises here. I'm not going to go super out of my way to do something one of you requests for the channel if it's going to eat up a lot of time. But if we were maybe going to do something or definitely going to do something anyway, and you all are interested in seeing it on the channel, then I'll probably be more purposeful about taking footage and trying to vlog it. And even if you don't want to see it on the channel, now is basically the time to get in your ideas to me about dining experiences or other activities that you really enjoy or you think I would enjoy. I would love to hear it. I'm actually a bit struggling to come up with new dining experiences that we want to do this trip. While we're nowhere near having gone to every restaurant at Walt Disney World property, we have done most of the ones I want to do. And then a bunch of the ones that remain are things that I want to wait for the dining plan because they would be good use of a credit. So like Chef Mickey's, I want to do at some point, but why would I pay for that out of pocket when it's a 1 credit meal on the dining plan? This upcoming trip we are doing before the dining plan returns, so they will all be out-of-pocket costs. I do think I'll try to snag a Cinderella's Royal Table reservation this trip because that's 2 dining plan credits and it's really not worth it, so we'd be paying out of pocket no matter what, so may as well do it this trip. The only downside about that is ideally I would like to do it during fireworks, but we are going during a party season, and when it's party season, they don't do the normal fireworks on party night, so there just aren't as many opportunities to both see the fireworks and do a dining experience during fireworks. If we do Cinderella's Royal Table this trip, it would almost certainly not be during fireworks, which is maybe not 100% ideal, but I'm still excited for the experience. We'll probably end up booking an early lunch or something silly, but yeah, so that one's on the table for sure. I think we'll also probably do something at Animal Kingdom Lodge. I haven't yet decided if that will be Sanaa, Boma, or Jiko. If you have strong feelings about those restaurants, I'd love to hear it in the comments down below. We may also do Tiffin's in the Animal Kingdom theme park. We've never done that one before. Again, not a great use of dining plan credits in my opinion, so that's on the table. And I think we might finally do 50's Primetime Cafe. We haven't gone because I don't love the shtick. I find interacting with that sort of themed waiter-waitress experience to be deeply uncomfortable. I'm just so introverted, and my go-to at restaurants is just be as kind to the waitstaff as possible and, don't play games and say please and don't bother them, basically. And when you go to these themed experiences like we did Whispering Canyon, it's kind of a similar thing. It's oh, that's not for me. But I do really like the food there, which we used to order at the lounge, but from what I can tell, the lounge is now drinks only. I don't even think there's stools at the lounge anymore. It's walk up, get your drink, leave. If anyone knows if that's not true, I would love to hear it, because if I can just go sit at the lounge and order a drink and food, I'd way rather do that than do the proper sit-down meal, but it looks like we might do that meal. But yeah, otherwise I feel like we've done a lot of the heavy hitter restaurants, and it's not that I'm not interested in going back, but I am trying to expand my horizons and try some new things. We also have fewer park day tickets than we would normally buy. So when we went on our long trip in 2021, I think we had a 10-day ticket. And for this upcoming trip, we have a 6-day ticket. There are some days we'll be working from home from the hotel, both based closer to Universal as well as at Disney. Then we also have one weekend day that right now is not planned for us to enter any theme parks. Overall, we're going to have way more resort time than I'm used to, so if you have outside of theme park activities or things to do, I'd also love to hear about those. We're not going to go to a Disney water park. I don't want that extra expense, and I'm not like a mini golf person by any means, so not those things. I think we might try to do a fancier meal at Disney Springs one of these days, maybe like Morimoto Asia. And then of course there's tons of lounges in the resorts that we love to hit up, but a lot of those don't open till 4 p.m. Especially for that weekend day that we have where we won't be going to the parks. I guess we could do laundry and some pool time and just wait for lounges to open, but yeah, if you have some things to fill the time, I would love to hear about it. When we went in January, we had a resort day at the Waldorf Astoria. Essentially, we woke up at a different hotel, went to Disney Springs for lunch, and then headed over to the Waldorf. We were able to check in, we did a lot of pool time, we grabbed a drink at the bar, and then we got a really nice dinner, but I did kind of feel like we just weren't doing that much. There were a couple hours in there where I was like, okay, I'm kind of bored. I would rather fill my time, I guess. So I'm looking to avoid the upcoming resort days feeling boring. Any advice you have is appreciated. In general, like I've said on the channel before, I'm not super comfortable with putting my exact travel dates just broadly on the internet for anyone to see this far in advance of when we're going. But I am letting you all know I'm kind of getting to that crunch time where we really need to plan things, and if you have any advice for me or want any input on that or want to see something specific on the channel, now's the time to let me know. All right, let's get into stats and analytics. For month 41, I pulled these from June 11th through July 10th. This past month, we had 6 real videos posted and kind of a 7th with the fundraiser announcement. So we did the Bolt and Bear Steakhouse dinner review, the month 40 creator update, and the Waldorf Astoria room tour. Then my partner and I chatted about all the new experiences we had when we went down to Disney World in January. There was the fundraiser announcement for the month of July, and most recently we posted 2 videos on Disneyland Paris's Photo Pass Plus product, both just general information as well as my opinion on if it was worth it or not. Top content this month by views was half and half shorts versus real videos. Funnily, the top 2 shorts both involved animals, so I guess that's a little bit of a hit in the YouTube Shorts feed algorithm. 3 of the proper videos in this list were room tours, and then the Disability Access Service video also made the list. 4 of these 5 shorts I posted this month, and then 2 of these 5 videos I posted this month. Overall, in the month we got shy of 12,000 views, and this came from over 8,600 unique viewers. 567 of those were returning viewers. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. I think I say this every month, but I really truly do appreciate it. And it's always great to see this number over 500. That's not something that I was achieving regularly before. Now that's happened for the past 3 months in a row, which is super exciting. The views this month added up to about 550 watch hours total, and the channel got over 138,000 impressions. However, only 33.1% of those impressions were coming from YouTube, so that was a pretty big drop. And overall, the channel got 31 subscribers this month. Moving to other social media, on Twitter, I am following 1,420 accounts and 1,086 are following me. The number of accounts following me actually decreased this month compared to last month. I think most of that is coming from the fact that a lot of people are leaving Twitter. Not necessarily people are actively unfollowing me. I could be wrong, but anyway, that's a disappointment, but it is what it is. On Instagram, I'm following 762 accounts and 502 are following me. So we finally broke 500 followers on Instagram. I did also make a Threads account when that was released. It's still at PixieDustPhD. In my opinion, Threads is still missing some fundamental functionality I think Twitter gets right. And all in all, I just kind of am a Twitter person. I've had that account since about 2009, I think. So unless there really is a max exodus from Twitter, I don't plan on leaving that platform anytime soon. I am going to try to maintain both Twitter and Threads, but I kind of am not making any promises at this point. And I know we're in the very early days of Threads, so I hope they are adding functionality, and yeah, that could definitely get me to stick around. Moving on to lifetime analytics. For lifetime of the channel, we're now at over 226,000 views and over 15,050 watch hours. The channel has over 2.3 million impressions, with 36.1% of those coming from YouTube, and overall we are at 1,400 subscribers even. Comparing this month to last month is a little bit depressing, but last month was a monster month for me. I think that was largely based on the fact that last month I was pumping out quite a lot of content, at least for me and my channel, on the DVC tower over at Disneyland. That was very timely and very focused content that the content I posted this month just doesn't have that same impact. But yeah, month to month, every single stat went down. The views numbers and impression number I think were still very good though, even though it is a decrease. And my watch hour totals for the month were probably still above average. It's certainly a number that I'm not mad about. The only ones I feel particularly bummed out about is my impressions from YouTube tanked big time, and we were at not very many subscribers anymore. For the past handful of months, we'd gotten 1.5 subscribers per day, even a little bit more, and now we're back down to 1 per day, which is a big drop off. But lifetime, we hit some really cool milestones. We passed 225,000 views overall and over 15,000 watch hours. Plus, despite the smaller number of new subscribers this month, we did hit 1,400 subscribers overall. Only 100 more till I'm at 1,500, which feels amazing. For revenue this month, it's estimated that I made about $45. This came from making a little over $18.50 from every 1,000 ad views, or a little under $4 for every 1,000 views in general. And lifetime, it's now estimated that I've made just shy of $400. This is about $17 per 1,000 ad views and a little under $2,000 for views overall. And again, the revenue is coming from proper videos, not the shorts feed. Nearly $400 made is a pretty cool achievement, but again, I do have to pay taxes on that, and certainly the hourly rate of effort I put into the channel for $400 totals, not amazing, but small creator life. For longer term revenue goals, I did buy a new camera. I am currently filming on the Sony ZV-1 Mark II camera. I'm also using its internal mic, so we'll see how the audio sounds. If you have strong opinions about the audio coming out of this video, please let me know in the comments down below. I do already own 2 external mics, but one is a USB that hooks up to a computer and one is specifically made for iPhone. So those adapters just don't work with this camera. I am interested in buying a nicer mic that will work well with this camera. I'm hoping that I can get several years out of this camera and a nicer mic. Specifically, I'm looking at the DJI wireless mics. I think most people look at those or the Rode mics. The DJI mic set, though, I think is about $400, which is pretty pricey after I just dropped $950 on this camera. I'm going to put off a mic purchase for a little bit and see how you all feel and how I feel about the native audio in this camera. But after July's over and the fundraiser done, any tips I get on Ko-Fi are going to go straight back into the channel. So, I mean, I paid for the camera already, but you know, the cost of the camera, the cost of buying mics, those are all things that tips on Ko-Fi would help with a lot. Absolutely no pressure to tip me on Ko-Fi. I do just sometimes get messages about how you can support the channel. I'm not in a place to open a Patreon. I just don't have the extra time to pump out more content. But if you appreciate what I do on the channel essentially for free, then please feel free to tip me on Ko-Fi. For the month 42 period, I'm also planning on posting more than once a week. By the time this video gets posted, you should have already seen the lowlights from our January 2023 trip, as well as a brief look at our Disney Vacation Club member welcome gift. Then you'll finally get your second Disability Access Service video where I'm answering your frequently asked questions. I decided to bump this up into the month of July. I'd originally slated it for the month of August, but essentially I'm trying to put a lot of what I would consider valuable content in July, hopefully to drive more people to the channel so they can see the fundraiser. Along with that theme of valuable content, then I have 2 videos going over the dining plan. One is going to look basically just at the information, and the second one is going to be doing a lot of math to figure out, can we make the dining plan worth it, and talk about some opinions. Then there will be a highlights video from the January 2023 trip down to Walt Disney World, and we will start the Kids at Disney World series with my friend Jen. Specifically, this first video that should get posted the second Wednesday in August, we will be talking about strollers at Disney World. Once we're getting into month 43 or 44, there may be a pause. I may miss a couple weeks here and there. I'm going through some pretty big work stuff, so my time is going to be a bit limited. I'm going to do my best not to have any interruptions, but if you do see me disappear for a little bit, here's your warning. I probably will also post on social media that I have to take a quick break. But we'll see how it goes. I would personally still rather post 1 video a week if I can manage, but right now that's a pretty big if. And I would argue for months 40 and 42 I'm posting more than average, and had I spaced these out appropriately, I would have been able to cover months 43 and 44 very easily, but you know, between wanting to get DVC content out in a timely manner and then also wanting to try to pack July full to raise for the fundraiser, it is what it is. If I do take a break, I will try to let you all know, probably on other social media platforms, but I may also just make a quick text post here on the community tab on YouTube. And if I do need to pause uploading the channel, it's all for good reasons. It's nothing bad. It just is that my time is going to be considerably more strained in the next few months than it has been recently. That's all for me this month. Thank you so much again to everyone who interacts with the channel, and especially big thank you to anyone who has or who will be donating to the fundraiser. I do honestly so very much appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying your summer. May the rest of your day be magical, and we'll see you real soon at Pixie Dust PhD.